Charm launches with her on Pity Pat. Then comes Princess Cash, and then on the inside is Burmese Tiara, Angel's Wish. In front, Special Charm second. Then comes Ballroom Bliss, Princess Cash trying to wear them down. Angel's Wish continues to run. Ballroom Bliss, Special Charm coming together towards the outside. Ballroom Bliss beats Special Charm. Third goes the way of Angel's Wish, who just tired late. Princess Cash was fourth.
James Doyle on Razel, a dual call. And in good races this year, up to as high as Group 1 level behind Bradzel, the end of June, in the Kingstand Stakes at the Royal Meeting. Then finished behind Equality in the Group 3 Charge at Sandown on Eclipse Day. Runs from good to firm, prefers cutting the ground. And that handicap returned a good effort last time out. 9-time career winner of 27 starts, 24 of which on turf, including every victory. A dual stakes winner and Timeform's choice in the opener. The last 8 runnings of this handicap, the best the favourite has finished is second on 2 occasions. The last 3 years in a row, the favourite has finished out of the frame entirely, finishing way down the field. Food for thought. Mick Appleby, of course, the trainer this season so far with 73 winners since January the 1st, training of a 13% strike rate, but near £900,000 in added prize money collected. He's had a half dozen winners of 37 runners in the last fortnight. He was unlucky not to have a winner yesterday evening with the well-fancied El Royale, who was just denied in a close call, meaning that his last winner was only on the 28th with Squeezebox at Newmarket. And there is a look at his charge here. Well fancied and looks in prime condition, doesn't he? Very strong in the hind and in the chest. His coat looks fantastic. And as things stand, 5.7 on the World Pool. Gold Star top rated. Trainer in form. Horse for course. Timeform appointing everything at this guy to do it for them in race number 1. Lord Ridderford, what a story it would be if he could get things going his way. 3 from 4 over the course and distance. A 2-time winner of the race. He finished 16th of 20 at Epsom in the dash on Derby Day, but he was only beaten 5 3/4 of a length. A good run. He's been dropped 3 pounds. Now down to a mark of 84. Good jockey booking in Andrea Razzini, soon to be off to Hong Kong. And no doubt Andrea will be very popular with the Hong Kong training crowd because he is one of the world's best. And he's got a live chance with the 8-year-old who just seems to come alive at this meeting. Ran a very good third at Wolverhampton in February. Had 1 more run that month and then was given a rest. 1 run at York in May, then the dash, and now here for Glorious Goodwood's first race of 2023. And he was a lot shorter earlier on. This is perhaps the thing that plenty of you will take a look at. He's been easy to back with a few firms in this country, but overall, not too bad. Not as bad as some signs of unpopularity. Novello hasn't been particularly popular in this race, neither Vintage Clarets or Dream Composer for Dougie Costello and James Evans. Vintage Clarets, of course, has Callum Hutchinson taking off 1.5 kilos for Richard Fahey. Third, beaten a length and a quarter at Ascot in the same race where, of course, Razel finished fourth. A length between them that day. Razel was a mark of 102. Vintage Clarence was off a mark of 95 with Connor Plannis taking off £5. Callum Hutchinson only takes off 3. So in theory, the swing in the weights is in Razel's favour. But not by much. Vintage Clarence, a two-time winner in his last 3 starts with wins at Chester and a good Class 3 handicap over 1,000 metres. On the 17th of June off a mark of 87 with a £3 claim. Then he won at Newcastle over 1,000 metres in Class 2 for a mark of 89 with no claimer. Then a good run last time. Callum Hutchinson stays on board today. And, of course, rather controversially, Vintage Clarence was one of those horses that was in a stall in the dash at Epsom that opened slow. The race where Novello, of course, did land the spoils, but quite a few horses in that race, I think it was 5 or 6, had their runs done at the start for them. This is going to be completely different here this afternoon. One would hope. Richard Fahey, already this year with 471 runners. Today, he has 5 here at Goodwood and Beverley. So 3 at Goodwood, 2 at Beverley, 5 overall today. He is a busy boy. Interesting to note, just worth flagging up, of course, tomorrow. He has a well-fancied Tropical Island running in the Fillies Condition Stakes. That'll be ran at 4:10 tomorrow afternoon, British summer time. The runners are moving into the stalls, loading up for the Goodwood opener. 2:06.12 for time from. Reminder, favourites have not done well in this race. Unplaced the last 3 years in a row. Vintage Clarence wouldn't have to find much, the 4-year-old, to be back on terms with some form against Razel here. Quick mention for Alligator Alley, Danny Turto and David O'Mara. Course and distance form as a 2-year-old's pretty good. Losing turf run goes back to last August, but looks to be well treated now. And he ran better than his bare result in the dash at Epsom also. Interesting to see him perform over this trip, being by Kingman, who was pretty useful over the Sussex Downs, of course, in the Sussex Stakes. We're almost set. Race 1 of 8 on day 1 of a mighty week on the Sussex Downs. Glorious Goodwood. The Qatar Goodwood Festival gets underway in the company of Alan Howes.
And they're off. Racing away for the Coral Handicap. They go 5 furlongs. Breaking out well in the blue and red was Bedford Fly. Vintage Clarence is well positioned early on, along with Dream Composer, the white face, the black jacket. Russell over toward the left-hand side in black and orange. More prominent near side, Acclam Express, together with Lihu in the green and mauve silks. The winner of the race the last couple of years, Lord Rediford, is right up there towards the near side as well, the grey. They've been tracked through by the 2-tone blue of Alligator Alley. Then came Existent in the black and yellow silks. The red cap further back there is Designer. Then Existent and Novello. They're inside the final couple of furlongs. Lord Ridderford, the grey, towards the near side, perhaps just in front now from Acclam Express. And then Vintage Clarence, Bedford Fly losing ground. Rarsell looking to stick on. They're heading down towards the final furlong. It's Lord Ridderford towards the stand side as he bids to go and win this race again. He strode on a couple of lengths clear from the running on Alligator Alley. Then Existent out wider, but he's going to do it 3 years in a row. He's won this race. Lord Ridderford from Existent. Alligator Alley back in third. Then came Designer and Lihu and Vintage Clarence.
So the runners in the parade ring, less than 10 minutes of post time for Beverly's first. 8-3 Dogged. Contrast at 7.0, Just Hiss 8.0, 8.91 Samim, with Barney's Angel at 9.13, La Forza at 9.24, 12.1. She's got bottle and much bigger prices. The final three. So 11 runners with numbers 9 and 10 out. Mile and a quarter, 2,000 metres the journey for the Open. They start right at the top of the back straight, the full length before they'll sweep right-handed and make the incline back towards home. And going there today is good to soft, soft in places, having been declared last night, good to soft, good in places. So a bit more juice has come down and seeped into the grass. 4-5-11 for time for Isle of Wolves, Contrast and La Forza. Dogged just about favoured on track now, though, for Rebecca Menti to get to Leah Cooper in. Takes off £7. 3 kilos originally. Not sure, because of course we have this jockey change, how much Mr. P. Thomas is actually taking off. Haven't been given that information. Mr. P. Thomas is going to take off £5, 2 kilos. Rather than the 3 Leo Cooper would have taken off, so bit of a difference. Been able to find that out. They did the ad last time out. It's been put from a mark of 62 to 63. That's all. Bit of improvement from the 6-year-old. He's quite lightly raced. Already a 2-time winner this year, however. Off marks around here, so he hasn't been harshly treated on bare form. Of course, the thing that makes these races difficult or complicated is that the majority of the riders are claiming weights, including Hannah Dring, who's aboard Isle of Wolves, who's visored for the first time. Number 4, just going across the bottom of the picture. Beaten 2 lengths by this one's for Fred, when going off favourite last time, the son of Nathaniel. Stays on the mark of 62, but now Hannah Dring comes on. So he's quite well treated. Worth noting it was on the all-weather over a mile and a half, switched to 10 furlongs and turf. This is number 11, La Forza. Time form thinks got a good chance. Guiding by Shalar. Made a return after 652 days off when beaten just a neck at Bath over this distance on good ground. That was back in May. strong form, has to be said. Are up, went on to finish in a more competitive handicap. So there was a bit of strength and depth. Yet to win in 8 starts. That second at Bath certainly would appear to be a career best. Time form thought so. Or at least thought worth putting him up a pound in a handicap. He was then beaten 4 1/4 lengths at Catterick last time out. By a horse in good form in Point of Honour. So his performances have warranted a bit better, perhaps, figures-wise, than the bare truth of the newspaper, or your notes would say. Alice Tregonning staying on helps. Marcus Tregonning, 5 winners of 54 runners since January the 1st. But he is paying plus 33.25 points to a unit stake this season. Not too shabby at all, is it? Worth noting that older turf horses probably just about his worst category. To run in the mention of number 5 Contrast, Michael and David Easterby with Serena Brotherton riding the winner last time out. Who won off a mark of 60 under Shane Gray over 9 furlongs, 1,800 metres last time. Now, returning to 10 furlongs, was well beaten at Leicester back at the end of April. Some 43 lengths. Clearly things weren't quite right. Had a 70-day turnaround and returned with a win at 12 to 1. And holding a top end of the market position quite solidly. So too is Barney's Angel for Ian Williams. Back-to-back fourths in his last 2 starts, beaten 2 lengths and 3 lengths over the extended mile. And this distance of 1.25 miles has been dropped now a pound to 61. Joshua Gar coming in to take off 2 kilos, 5 pounds. Stays in class 6, probably a bit of an easier race than when he lined up behind Dogged last time out. Well, we're less than a minute from post time. Hopefully they'll be starting to load up shortly. Runners are in the paddock for race number 2 at Goodwood, which is, of course, the first maiden of the week. £60,000 in the pardon array. Colt by No Name, still market leader on the pari-mutuel. Dogged, it has it on track. 5.5 in Isle of Wool's favour. On the tote betting. 6.38 Dogged. Contrast into 6.93. Just hiss. Top weight for Tim Easter to beat. Winner on his penultimate start. Only 7.5 to do it, giving the weight away. Winning by a length and a quarter as favourite Newcastle onto Peter back in the tooth now. 10 years of age. So the runnings.
Weather is a bit more pleasant than it has been for a few of the recent meetings here. Isle of Wolves heads in, and La Forza will complete the set. So La Forza almost there. We're ready to go, and they're off and racing. Isle of Wolves was quite slow in breaking out of the starting stalls for this, the Lady Jane Bethel Memorial Amateur Jockey's Handicap. Early on, Dogged is one of the first to show, with down along the inside, Layfrey Mantle, and close up in third, She's Got Bottle, taking a bit of a hold. La Forza is over towards the inside of the catching up Isle of Wolves, and deeper out on the track is Barney's Angel in that light blue coloured jacket. Working back then to contrast who's in midfield, without a bit wider, Samim, and then over towards the inside races Justice, that one just tracking La Forza through, and then towards the rear of Viva Voce. And straight out of Compton. There's only around about 8 lengths covering them all, though, as they race on towards the end of the back straight, and a right hand is in third. Half a length back in fourth is Layfrey Mantle along the inside of Isle of Wolves and Samim. They're being followed next by La Forza over to the inside of Justice, who was just caught on heels slightly there. Contrast a little wider out, blue jacket, yellow cap, and then Viva Voce towards the rear with straight out of Compton. Homeward bound in the opening contest, they have from here 3.5 furlongs left to gallop. Dogged out in front and goes well. A length and a half to the good over She's Got Bottle in second, who now begins to close in. Ridden along back in third is Isle of Wolves in that pink coloured jacket. Samim races next in company with La Forza, and Barney's Angel over towards the inside. Justice and Contrast are the next two. They're now under 2 furlongs from home, and now driven along to the far side is Dogged down the near side. She's Got Bottle is pressing hard. They are a couple of lengths away from Isle of Wolves in third, but racing on inside the final furlong. It's still between Dogged and She's Got Bottle. Dogged has been holding on all the way at the moment from She's Got Bottle. Justice putting in some good late work down the centre of the track. Isle of Wolves along the inside, but Dogged is indeed tenacious and goes on to win under Philip Thomas. Made all. It goes the way of Dogged, gets a well-deserved pat down the neck shortly after the line. Justice was running home powerfully wider out. Isle of Wolves towards the inner, and between the pair, She's Got Bottle.
But I think Gallivanting is going to run a much better race. I've been waiting for her to get back to 1,000 meters, and 20 to 1 for me is very generous. Let's go up to Nakib Munchie. He's standing by to bring them back from the 1,000 meter mark.
Thank you, Brandon. I haven't just yet got the all clear to start loading. So far, we'll look at the market. 9 missed in Scotland, and Global Thunder, 6 rand 40 for number 4, Mythical Dream. Just some news on race 9, so that the viewers out there can get an early announcement. Number 7, Tangerine Pearl, has been scratched from race 9. So Silver Winter's about to walk up now. They've started loading. Rose for Trippy. Rose for Trippy about to walk up. Digs its toes in, but is now gone forward. Missed in Scotland. The next one. Missed in Scotland, just shies away. At first attempt. A little bit feisty is missed in Scotland. Now gone forward, missed in Scotland. Global Thunder will be the next one. So there goes Global Thunder in. Mythical Dream. Razara. And Wings of Night. Global Thunder's a little bit unsettled in the gates. They look to be all set. Racing from that 1,000 meter mark looked to be a fair start. Right there in the early stages is Wings of Nike. That's in the black sleeves. Racing with it is Silver Winter. Got the yellow blinkers. Gallivanting's on the inside. And then Global Thunder. That's in the middle of the track. That's got the purple sleeves and orange cap. Missed in Scotland's in the green towards the outside. Racing on the stand inside rail is Mythical Dream, and followed further back by Rose for Trippy. That's in the pink sleeves. And behind that is Rosara at the tail end, and about 4 lengths off the lead, and now past the 400 meter mark. In front is Missed in Scotland. Global Thunder's now drawing near, and then comes Silver Winter up the inside. On the outside is Rose for Trippy. Wings up the inside. Missed in Scotland trying to hold on. Global Thunder tries to fight back down the outside. Mythical Dream got there from Missed in Scotland. Then came Global Thunder.
Goodwoods in the last few years. Of course, notably when winning the Sussex Stakes with alcohol-free a couple of years ago. Who then, of course, finished in the frame behind Baid. And is now down under. Or by I believe it was Gay Waterhouse. Well, this race, unlike the Open, has been far more favourable to favourites in the last 9 runnings. 4 have won. In the last 4 runnings, 3 wins for favourite backers. With regard to the draw, great when you can get these stats. Now, Array is jumping out of stall 7. Now, in the last 10 runnings, stall 7 has provided a winner. Back 6 years ago, and Array drawn there. So, overall, you've wanted to be drawn more inside, rather interestingly. But Lord Ridderford, of course, flew home on the stands round in race 1. 5 minutes to post time. Array that is unbelievably good. On the course, time at 12.45, 13.0 Darney Lake, Ala Noche 14.45, and that's on track and having a great time. It's the 110,000 guineas as a yearling. As a 2-year-old. Array, a half-brother. She, of course, won over 6 furlongs in the listed Stallion Stakes back in 2014 and was competitive in the Ballyogan. Was far better over shorter trips such as this. Alaskan Gold, colt by Kodiak, out of a fantastic light dam in Luminous Gold. 3rd on debut behind Van Dijk. Beaten 4 3 parts of a length. Was up and on the pace and just weakened behind the leaders. Finishing behind the well-fancied debutant Van Dijk. For Simon and Ed Crisford, who's ended in the Richmond Stakes on Thursday, the 2-year-old Group 2. Coming up over 6. Noche, right at the top of the card, number 1, as I say, bought for a whopping 300,000 guineas. Racing the colours of His Royal Highness Prince Sultan bin Michel Al Saud to Amman in France. And Donny Brooke, who is the Guy, who was pretty good as a 2-year-old, over 1,200 metres. The dam raced over further. 9 furlongs to a mile and a half. And sister to French 1 mile Group 2, a mile and a half US Stakes winner. Royal Bench. Very good form indeed. This is the start of the feature race on the final day. 0.25, a Noche 16.3, 18.5.
Stall 12, Mansa Musa. And they're off. They've raced away. They go away for 6 furlongs here. This £60,000 British EBF, 40th and above behind them, along with Robbo in those green and the Dawn now ridden for more back in 4th place. They've cleared away from Array, and it's close. Array and Mansa Musa not
Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome back to Great Yarmouth. Runners about to make their way to post for our opener. We begin with the At the Races at Market Movers handicap, heading off to the 7 furlong start, right towards the top end of the home straight. Fayersell will be the first one to post, number 7. Purple jacket with the emerald green triple diamond. Callum Shepherd on board, riding here for trainers Mike Murphy and Michael Keedy. Fayersell in the colours of owner Mr. Jim Gill. Next one down is Ideal Guess, number 3. White jacket with the royal blue hoop. Diablo on the sleeves. John Guess Racing's colours. George Marguson, the trainer, and Mikael Mortensen on board, claiming 7 on Ideal Guess. Followed to post by 9 Betterment. Blue jacket and red sash, white sleeves. Tommy Jakes claims 7, riding here for trainer Jane Chapel-Hyam in the trainer's colours, in company with owner Mr. Brian Hurst. Followed by 4 Rogue Star, light blue jacket with the large black spots, grey on the sleeves. Marco Gianni rides, another runner in the race for Mike Murphy and Michael Keedy. And just passing that runner to post is Waydad, number 1. Maroon jacket and pink stars. Neil Callan is aboard for the Stuart Williams stable. Luna Queen follows, number 5. Pink and black diamond jackets, the colours of the go-betweeners. Conrad Allen trains. And Kieran Fallon is on board Luna Queen. Streaky now heading out as well, number 6. Royal blue jacket with the white disc, white sleeves with blue stars. Rounder Silver will be on board here, is riding for trainer Jane Chapel-Hyam. Another one for Jane in the race. She one of 2 stables doubly represented. 3 absentees in this open. Number 2. 8 and 10 have all gone. Leaves us with a field of 7. So first 2 for each way bets. Favourite here is Streaky Bay, even money. Taken very steadily to the start. The well-supported market leader. Ideal Guest is second in at 7-2. Waydad's on the drift is out to 15-2 from an opening mark of 5-1. Rogue Star at 9s, Fayersell 10s, Luna Queen is available at 12-1, and Betterment is the longest price of the field here at 18s. Runners to post then for our first, the At the Races app Market Movers handicap. Again, we extend our very grateful thanks to At the Races for their support on this afternoon's card. We do hope you have a great afternoon with us here at Great Yarmouth. Find plenty of winners along the way. Off time for our first 2:25.
Thank you very much indeed, Alex. I've seen the man calling all our winners home here this afternoon. And as always, we've got the best found out prizes throughout the afternoon. Just to let you know that
Runners to post then for our first.
To Rebecca.
Handicap action over the 7 furlong trip to begin. There's the market leader, Streaky Bay. Streaky Bay, who's got 1 win from 10 starts. That's success come over course and distance. Since then, we've seen this for the Alta Haydock. She finished second, beaten 3 1/4 lengths. Back on the 6th. The win was back on the 6th of July. That last run was 11 days ago. Round to Silver there taking her very steadily down. There is your guest, horse number 3. White jacket with the royal blue hoop. Cheek-pieced runner. Finished 4th over course and distance last time, beaten 4 3/4 lengths, has won 3 times from 22 starts. Waydad is a drifter. Waydad has not got a head in front so far, 0 from 5. She's got a tongue tie for the first time here, having finished down the field at Newmarket most recently. Better run was at Kempton at the beginning of her seasonal campaign. That's starting points. At the start, Neil Cullen has just hopped off the back of Waydad and is just making a few saddle adjustments. 6 to 5 now, Streaky Bay, this favourite. Ideal Guest 100 to 30, Waydad 13 to 2. 10s, Rogue Star and Fayersell. Luna Queen 11s, Betterment at 22 to 1. Neil Cullen is back aboard Waydad. Streaky Bay's nearly there. Last few yards to complete her journey to the start. Streaky Bay has made it. They are at the post. Interesting that this favourite's been taken so steadily down to the start. Clearly could be a bit of a lively character. Five to 4. Streaky Bay before the off. Loading up. Ideal Guest, the first one in. Needed a bit of a push, but he's gone forwards. Here comes Luna Queen. Diamond Jacket will move forwards to stall 2. Streaky Bay. Gone in. Rogue Star's in as well. Here comes Fayersell. Moves up to 10. 2 go. Waydad comes up. Into 8. Betterment the last. Betterment's in. That's it, ready. They're off and racing. Waydad, a little awkward for the At the Races at Market Movers handicap over 7 furlongs. A good beginning by Ideal Guest, white and royal blue jacket. Also, handy starts for Bear. Light blue jacket, more to the right-hand side of the group, is back through them with Luna Queen for company. And Wade, half-length advantage here for Rogue Star. Between rivals, Betterman travels quite well for Kieran Fallon. Now starting to latch onto the back of Ideal Guest as they make their journey inside to the centre of the pack. And is now starting to motor as well. Waydad is a first. Luna Queen might have just got to the lead now over Ideal Guest. Still there as well is Rogue Star. Luna Queen starting to assert close to the line. Driven clear by Kieran Fallon, and it will be Luna Queen to land the opener. Second place goes the way of Rogue Star, back in third.
The form's worked out pretty well. The winner went on to win again. The third's gone on to win 2 more times and comes second once. So she lined up in that cross form. They gave her the full 100 rate. Rather unbelievably on a mark of 24. Lowest on their ratings, but of course, everybody believing she hasn't shown the form that everybody expects from her. Time in motion. Grand Duchess Olga 6.5. Next in the opener, that didn't go to plan. She has come to the half the time before that. That is Time in Motion. She's been dismounted at the start. She was the keeper. So they've gone cheap pieces for the first time. She's taking a good look around everything, isn't she? Chinese Whisperer, there you see him. He went on the all-weather in the handicap. A race 2, Gareth Topham is at Bevan.
Loading up underway. Time in Motion, who was taken down a little earlier than the others, has gone into stall 1. Well through loading. Ask Peter goes in. Grand Duchess Olga. Annie's Girl and Chinese Whisperer out of line. Annie's Girl heading forward into stall 6. We'll keep an eye on her at the start. She refused to jump off last time. We're just about ready. And they're off. She gets away all right, does Anier's Girl. Time in Motion doesn't. Time in Motion is a good 6 or 7 lengths behind the second last horse in the early stages, was very sleepy in the starting stalls. A circuit ahead of them, Crossbow races away with a 2 to 3 length advantage early over Gero in second, and then in third to the inside Chinese Whisperer, with Lecro for company, and Ask Peter in a blue-coloured jacket following those, side by side with Beyond Beauty, Mad Artie Maze, and then the catching up Time in Motion, who's enthusiastic now up around the outer, and further down the pack to the yellow blinkers of Grand Duchess Olga, and finally Anier's Girl. So racing right across from us, they're over in the back straight in this West Woof selling handicap, and it is Crossbow under Paddy Mathers who has the lead. To in second position Lecro, and they're being followed by Gero, who's over towards the inside of in behind runners Beyond Beauty and Time in Motion on the wide outside in the white sleeves and cap. And in contrast, Chinese Whisperer is down along the inner in the salmon pink jacket. A length and a half back off that one to the white-faced Ask Peter. That one next to Mad Artie Maze, and still towards the rear, Grand Duchess Olga, who's just being niggled along somewhat, and Anier's Girl remains at the tail end of the field, and at this point would be 10 lengths at least behind the leader as they move on past halfway and now exit the back straight. Being led still by Crossbow, a length or so to the good. Over in second position, Lecro. Running in third is Gero, and then in fourth, another half length away, Time in Motion. 2 lengths back off those is Chinese Whisperer, who's a place better than Beyond Beauty, then Ask Peter and Mad Artie Maze at the moment with less than half a mile to run, and with the advantage, Crossbow to in second position, Lecro, who's moving well, and then Gero up along the inside of Time in Motion. Chinese Whisperer now being ridden along. To the outside is Beyond Beauty, then Ask Peter and Mad Artie Maze as they make the run up the home straight. Grand Duchess Olga still towards the back end of the field and has now been passed by Anier's Girl, who begins a run down the outside, but Lecro it is who's kicked on under the 2 furlongs to go. Lecro, who's never been too far off the pace, has made its bid for glory here in the hands of Connor Beasley and is now 4 or 5 lengths clear to in second position Crossbow, and then Ask Peter, Mad Artie Maze, Gero, Chinese Whisper and Anier's Girl, but nothing will get anywhere near Lecro here. Lecro is the best part of 6 or 7 lengths away as they head into the closing stages, visored for the first time, and the visors have worked a treat. Lecro scores in clear-cut fashion from Mad Artie Maze and Anier's Girl and over towards their inside Crossbow.
T1 ran 10. Samoa to come forward. Black cap of Mighty Goddess moves in. Mix Bomb the next one. Here's Golden Sickle. Gimme the Flame. Dancing Dora. Dancing Dora, the next one, up to the gate, goes forward. That'll be the last one. All set. And Living's up with the speed as well. Golden Sickle's got the pink sleeves, racing in the center of the track. Then Gimme the Flame, Simply Magic's in the lighter blue. Leader from Clean Living, Simply Magic is on the outside, and on the stand side is Finnick Fox. Up the inside is Samoa. Golden Sickle continues to roll now with past the 200-meter mark from Clean Living. On the outside, Simply Magic, but it's Golden Sickle. Shot 2 lengths clear. On cue's running on. On the outside is Simply Magic. It's Golden Sickle crying for the line. On cue draws nearer. Golden Sickle on cue photo. Golden Sickle and on cue in a photo. Then came Feather the Nest and Simply Magic.
So Mark saying of the gelding's chances, a quick turnaround since his run on Thursday, and that's a worry, but he seems fine. He ran very well, but I suspect he may be in for a hike in the races on Tuesday. The softer ground is another unknown. Well, to be fair, having read what those on track have reported and what we've seen from our first 2 races, the ground isn't actually that soft. Although it is given as good to soft in places, we didn't see much cut up at all in the first 2 races. Admittedly, those were both on the straight course. Be interesting to see how things fare running on the round course here. But so far, it doesn't look too bad. The weather today at Goodwood should be all right. Set to rain quite a bit tomorrow. Look at who you're siding with, who likes a bit of cut in the ground. Of course, the big race tomorrow coming up as race number 4 with Paddington odds-on favourite. Fresh at the back of his Eclipse win, lining up against Inspiral, who's beaten just the neck by Triple Time in the Queen Anne Stakes at Royal Ascot. Certainly looks another jewel on the down to me. Eagles Way, as we said, had a great year last year, just denied last time, but Samar not exactly sounding positive with his chances. Interesting runner here that quite a few have picked up at a price is Soto Sizzler, number 4, trained by Gary Moore. One of 3 runners he's got here today, and his son Ryan, you know that jockey Ryan Moore? Yeah, him. He's on board for his dad. And Gary's in very good form. He's had 6 winners from 19 runners in the last fortnight, 32% strike rate. So the horses are running well. He's got his son, the try and lend his hand to the help. And Soto says they ran a very good third last time out at Epsom, over 10 furlongs, the mark of 99, which he's kept on for a run today. Gary said he's had a bit of a break since his last run, and any more rain would help. Quite a contrast to what Sir Mark was saying. He's not getting any younger, he's now 8 years of age, but hopefully he has a reasonable chance. Well, it was a good run behind Bad Company at the end of April. And running in the city and suburban, a good quality handicap round at Epsom every year. Could be well treated, being kept to the same mark of last time. Time for Neil Bosk for Tom Marquand and William Haggis second best. To get these fabulous close-up shots of them on the other side of the valley. Neil Bosk for William Haggis. Close-up fifth penultimate start over 10 furlongs at Lingfield. William thought of his chances. He's come on from his previous race at York. He enjoys a bit of cut in the ground, so that's why he's here. And I think he's come forward, providing the bounce factor doesn't kick in. I think he'll run a good race. His best form in France was on softer ground. It certainly was. And William Haggis, very bold. About his horse's chances, who is just a one-time winner off 11 starts, but has been racing in good quality contests since being with William. Hasn't won a race now since his Deauville victory. The John Swiss Cup is a strong race. This too as well, of course. Arguably slightly stronger a race. In Class 2 company at Sandown, won by 3 months of a length of the mark, £4. Two kilos lighter than today. Impression starting to go. He's become a bit of a Sandown expert after being beaten in neck penultimate start and then a winner last time. Ran AB Festival. There are contrasts you can make to Goodwood. By a nose last time over Astro King, who's no mug, even though 6 years of age these days. Ran a good race, went behind West Wind Blows at Longchamp. Had a big price, ran to about his form. But he did win at Chester in a competitive race back in mid-May. Off a mark of 102. Runs of 110 today. Freddie Lanson takes off £3. He was on board last time. Can they go back to back? Or just at the price he is, he looks a pretty live candidate for a place bet here. Has to be said. Whirlpool favourite, Eagles Way, 4.34. 7.05, Neil Bosk. Law Protector at 8.8. 11.0, Haunted Dream. 11.8, Pride of America. It's Paradise at 17.25, Mock to Saab at 18.45. It's 19.0. And bigger the rest. Race 3, the Chesterfield Cup with Alan Howes.
Atlas helping Soto Whistler forward towards stall number 4, and then we'll be set. All in. And they're off. Racing away, the £100,000 Class 2 Coral Chesterfield Cup Handicap Stakes. Over a mile in the quarter. Haunted Dream, the grey, was well away, along with Outbreak and Look to length and a half over Outbreak and Muktasar. Then the orange and white of Eagle's Way, followed more towards the inside by Haunted Dream. The white and green silks of Law Protector is next, and back in 6th position. Keys Chorister follows through, and behind Keys Chorister is Mahaba, racing alongside Mil Bosque. Those two then have another length or so in front of Cadillac. Then Imperial Fighter in that red jacket. Ancient Rome is right towards the back of the field as they begin to climb towards their highest point. And then we get into the race back towards home with 5.5 to go. It's Pride of America who continues to lead the way. Out in front, and Keys Chorister's being pushed along. Milboss is behind all the time by Outbreak, then Eagle's Way. Law Protector in white and green moving up. So too Parody is wider out there. The red cap at that cutaway point inside the final quarter mile. Pride of America all out in front. The grey Haunted Dream begins to make his move over on the far side. Then came Law Protector. Parody is wider out. Eagle's Way trying to get going. Ancient Rome improving from a long way off the gallop, but it's the grey Haunted Dream. And now races on into the lead from Pride of America. Ancient Rome is thundering home down the outside. Ancient Rome getting to Haunted Dream. And Ancient Rome will win the Chesterfield Cup from Haunted Dream in second. Pride of America and Paradius are tight for third and fourth. They were then clear from Keys Chorister.
First of the runners about to appear for our second race of the afternoon, the Juddmonte EBF Restricted Novice Stakes. This Class 2 prize with a total race value of 30,000. Anonymous guest will lead them to post. White jacket, royal blue hoop. Mikael Mortensen on board again for trainer George Margerson. Goes to post in company with number 9, Acclaim to Royalty. Very pale colours. Light blue jacket. Kieran Fallon on board riding here for Ian Williams. Shalabam is next, horse number 7. Dark blue jacket with beige sleeves, stars on the sleeve. Jason Watson rides here for Patrick Owens, showing signs of inexperience on the way to the 7 furlong start. Followed down by Spanish Blaze, number 1. Light blue and orange stripes, a previous winner. Trevor Whelan riding for Marcus Dragoni. Next couple of runners include number 5, Magnificent Match, light blue with the darker epaulets and sleeves. Dara Keenan for Robert Edry. And then we have Marie Fury, horse number 6. Emerald green jacket, white epaulets, Stefano Cerci for Marco Botti. They're being followed down by number 8, This Time Maybe. Pink silks with grey seams and chevrons, Liam Canary for Richard Hannon. 10 is Beauty Generation, dark green with orange epaulets, striped sleeves and cap, Neil Callan for Marco Botti. Red with the white cross belts and green cap is Adam Farragher on board 11, Charming Whisper. That goes to post in company with Lambert, number 3. Dark blue jacket and white seams. Callum Shepherd rides for George Bowie. And is tracked down by number 12, New One. Emerald green silks, white diamonds on the sleeves. Andrew Mullen riding for Charlie Johnston. Next out is 4, Loaded Quiver. Royal Blue Jacket with the white disc, spots on the sleeves. Holly Door rides here for Archie Watson, a little free to post. The colours of owner Mohammed Rashid on 4, Loaded Quiver. 12 of them all standing their ground here for this, the Juddmonte EBF Restricted Novice. Race for runners in bands C and D at the sales. 7 furlongs is the distance, and the last one down, Loaded Quiver, is the market leader here, trading at 5 to 4. This time maybe. Second in at 5 to 1. Spanish Play see some support, is now 15 to 2. New one next at 17 to 2 with Mari Fury at 9 to 1. 12s then, Magnificent Match. It's 12s also for Beauty Generation. Shalabam at 14s, 20 to 1 for Lambert. 40s for Charming Whisper. 80 to 1 then, Acclaim to Royalty in the big outsider. At 100 to 1 is Anonymous Guest. Off to the post they head for our second race. It's the feature of the Guard. We're due off at 3 o'clock. Novice Stakes, a good race, a good prize pot, 30,000 up for grabs here. There's Loaded Quiver, heading on down in the royal blue and white colours. Loaded Quiver, who ran with plenty of promise to finish second on debut behind Per Contra over at Chepstow. That's a useful horse. Per Contra has since been sold and re-brought in terms of ownership, and may have some bigger and loftier targets on that one's hands. So not a bad first run from Loaded Quiver. Did actually unseat Holly Doyle in the parade ring before coming out. She managed to jump out the way though, so all fine with Holly. Archie Watson's charge has gone down okay subsequently as well. Outside of her, Holly on board that one. The second favourite Spanish Blaze has gone 13 to 2 now, seeing support the previous winner. Bit of a shock success that was, 50 to 1 win at Newbury over 6 furlongs, so steps up in trip here to the 7 as well. They're at the post. Loaded Quiver, the final one to head off behind Blaze, also seeing plenty of support. This time maybe's on the drift, out to 13 to 2. Mari Fury at 9 to 1. 10s, new one, 11s, Magnificent Match, and it's 12s and bigger the rest. Rug on for Stall's entry here with Loaded Quiver. Handler down at the start for this colt as well. He will be scheduled forwards into stall number 2. Looks as though the first few runners are about to be offered up. Charming Whisper, right-hand side as we look down the race course. Here comes Lambert. Stall 7 is his intended destination. It'll warm down on the neck at the start. Needing a little bit of kidded and encouragement from Callum Shepherd aboard, but he's edging forwards. And he's in. Here comes Beauty Generation. Magnificent match, a new one. They're locked away. A claim to royalty. Fractures backing off. He's scheduled to 3. More handers required here with regards to a claim to royalty. Who, to his credit, is getting a little further forwards. Is in. Shalabam coming up. Stall 4. For him, he's in. 5 to go. Favourite Loaded Quiver comes up, moves into stall 2. Mary Fury goes forwards. Stall 10 also got the rug on for entry, so 3 back. Anonymous guest. White and blue to stall 6. This time maybe. Now playing up. Levels and is in. Spanish plays will be the last. Stall 8 for him. He heads in. That's it, ready. They're off. New one, a step slow for the Juddmonte EBF restricted novice.